On the 25th of September 2023, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 25-11. Tens of thousands of people celebrated, even though they don't support either team or their players, and they didn't bet. Why? I'll say that one more time. On the 25th of September 2023, the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by a score of 25-11. Tens of thousands of people celebrated, even though they don't support either team or their players, and they didn't bet. Why?
I don't even know what sport it is.
What sport is this?
Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, I've done the thing of...
Go sports!
We've lined up an American sports question for the three Brits on the show.
I'm assuming it's American football.
Get the ball in the goal. Get the ball in the net. Kick it. Throw it.
What was the score?
25-11. I thought it was going to be something to do with the date, because the date was like 25-9. But
because the Super Bowl was always in around February, March, isn't it? Sort of the beginning of the year. So it's not the Super Bowl.
Tampa is Florida, right? So we've got Philadelphia, Florida. What's going on with those two states? I don't know.
I love how all of us are just blank expressions right now. We're like, no, we got nothing.
What animals were they again? Eagles and
Buccaneers, so not animals, but
what's a buccaneer?
Not unless you have an adorable story about like rabbit pirates or something like that. Which, to be fair, I would watch.
You just know that all the Americans watching are going, oh, dear.
Right, okay, so I'm just gathering all the information we have, and one of the lack of information is what sport it is. But we've got eagles, we've got rabbit pirates, we've got
Buccaneers,
we've got pirates.
Is it something to do with like by Tampa beating, or whoever beat who caused some huge team to therefore win somehow?
Oh.
There have been plenty of stories like that in sports where, like, someone needed to win by a certain amount to knock another team out in the scoring. This is just a regular season game, and I will at least clue you in that it's the NFL. It's American football.
Yeah, okay, cool. We got that. Americans with their sports teams' names. I mean, we've just got such boring names compared to them. Like Celtic, Arsenal. They've got the Buccaneers.
I don't know, when you start getting down to the lower leagues in soccer, when you start getting all the way down to the 10th, 11th level of the pyramid, you start having like company teams and corporate sponsored ones starting to pop in.
You know, they can just move where they're based, and then they just become the Seattle blah blah blahs. Like that, you can't do that in football.
The Seattle Rabbit Pirates.
Yeah.
I sort of regret and don't regret using the words rabbit pirates here.
Right.
Is you telling us what sport it is, does that change anything?
It does change something, yes.
Okay, interesting.
And was it like a regular league match, or was it like a cup, like a knockout cup match, like we have?
Just a regular NFL league match, mid-season.
It's got anything to do with a specific player?
No.
Okay, right, good, because I don't know any of them.
Is it anything to do with the coach? Have the coach sort of swapped teams mid-season? Is it coach-specific?
No, it is sport-specific.
Did the commentators say something funny? No, wait, people are celebrating.
Yeah, tens of thousands of people are celebrating this. Tens of thousands of sports nerds are celebrating about this.
So has it got to do with the score number and the date or something?
Oh, is it the first time that these teams had ever met and it was the last one to be ticked off in all the configurations that could possibly happen?
It's a nerd math thing.
I'm onto something.
Between Hannah and Geoff, if you were to somehow combine those two answers in a grisly teleporter accident, you've basically got it. And
all right, let's move on.
Who went with a science fiction analogy for a sports question. Is there a sport metaphor there? Almost certainly, but I couldn't find it in time.
Something about the score and the date, like the numbers. Because the date was the 25th of September, so 25-9 or 9-25, and the score was 25-11. What does it mean?
So somebody worked out that these two teams had never played on this date before, but that filled in the grid of all possible combinations, something like that. Oh, come on. We're so close.
You are so close.
Tens of thousands.
Is there a crossover with something? So is it like sports fans and another group of people and the Venn diagram and it's something to do with that? Or is it's just straight sports fans?
How much does anyone here know about American football scoring?
Nothing.
Very little.
Okay, right. Okay.
I just know that the games last forever and there's 2 teams per team.
Yep, they have separate offensive and defensive teams.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You score 3 for a field goal, 6 for a touchdown, and 1 for converting that. There's a couple of other ways to score.
Okay. How would you get 11? You'd have to get 3. This doesn't make any sense. Wait, no, because if you score in a 6, you get a 6 and a 1.
So you nearly nailed it, Geoff. You said something about combinations.
Every combination of every kind of score that you can do happened in that one game.
No, because there could be like 200, 300, right? There's no...
The stats nerd keep track of what scores have happened across all the football games ever, and somebody spotted an anomaly, and when this score came up, I've lost my thread, but I'm close.
Oh, you were so well. You started so well. Someone else tapped that through. Someone else tapped that into the goal. Come on.
Is it just that this score has just never happened before?
Never happened before.
Mike, spot on.
Oh,
no NFL game in the entire history of the league and the sport had ever ended 25-11. And so the sports nerds celebrated because that was one more thing chalked off on the little graph of all possible scores. It is technically called a scorigami, which was coined by sports writer John Boyes in 2016.
But hold on.
And this is the first time.
There's infinite scores that haven't happened, right?
You can't... It would be very difficult to get beyond like 70-70 in an NFL game, and you would have to get everything wrong to do that. This is in the cluster where nearly everything's been gotten, and one of those holes got filled.
Wow.
Tens of thousands, I don't think tens of thousands of people were like parading the streets, being like, yeah, we got all of the most likely scores.
Someone posted about it, and that got more than 100,000 likes. So if you count that as a celebration, that is accurate.
Yeah, I'll give you that, Tom. Yep. A like is the equivalent of a celebration now.
So yes, 25-11 was celebrated by the sports nerds because it was the first time it had ever happened in the NFL.